this one. Hey everyone, let me know if you can see me. Give a like, give a heart, whatever you can do. Just testing it out before we get started. I
see you.
Okay. Oh, I see you now.
Down, but I'll leave this.
Oh, I got it.
Okay.
Oh, it's way behind, but it'll work.
Yep. That's why you just keep the volume down and it won't mess you up.
Hopefully the volume's down. Hey, Denise.
Denise is on.
Yep, good morning. It's a little bit delayed for me to see your messages, but I'll get them. Yes, googly eyes this morning. I got up and that was it. Who's that third person? Hey, Vanessa. Awesome. I'm glad your daughter's joining us. Awesome. I'm glad your daughter's joining us. Fourth person, fifth person, identify yourselves. 6. I'm going to give everyone just a couple minutes to get logged in. Just to let you know, we are a mom-pop operation. I am in no way a professional. So if we have any technical difficulties, I'm going to apologize now. And we'll get started in just a minute. And I apologize for the sniffling, but allergies are horrible here. I'm going to turn my camera around, maybe. There we go. Okay, so here is my skein of yarn. It's my Red Heart Super Saver. I was lucky enough to be able to find the center on this one. I have no real tips for you on how to do that. I've been crocheting for years and it's still hard. So if you're not able to do that, my suggestion is take the wrapper off and you'll find the end fairly easy. Just take one of the ends and keep pulling and eventually you'll find the end. That means your skein is going to roll around and that's okay. Oh, Denise, I'm not going to take any donations, but thanks. You know, this is costing me nothing and it's a boredom buster. So we're all in this together. But anyway, so that's how to get your skein. It may roll around on you and that's okay. We'll go slow so you can keep getting some yarn out. Okay. I think we have everybody. It looks like we're down to 4 again. So let's get started. Here's my hook. If you have a hook, you just need your yarn, your hook, and these fancy little things, okay? This is how I write my patterns. Kind of crazy, I know. It's chicken scratch and it's on this little tiny pad of paper, but once we get done, I'll post the pattern. It's really easy. You don't really need to know how to read a pattern, but it'll just give you a little bit of how you can replicate it when you're wanting to do it again. Okay, so let's get started. This is new to me, trying to do it through a screen too, so bear with me. To get started, we are going to make a slip knot. To make a slip knot, how I do it, I go over my fingers with the end at the top, come around, cross over, push this through, grab it, and pull. I'll do that again. If I go too slow or you need me to repeat something, just give me a message at the bottom there. End at the top, round a couple fingers, cross over, push this one over with your thumb, and pull it through. You can stick your hook in, and we're just going to tighten up that knot a little bit, okay? You're going to leave a tail probably, well, it doesn't matter, maybe about 6 inches long. You just want to have it long enough that it's not going to unravel. We can always cut it off later. Now, as a beginner, you may just hold your yarn between your 2 fingers, which is perfectly fine. That's how I started. It may be more comfortable for you to start that way. As you advance, this goes around your little finger, behind, and up to your index finger. And what this does is this allows you to keep your tension. But as a beginner, it's probably going to be more on the tighter side, which is fine for this pattern because you don't want the lavender coming through anyway. So whatever way is comfortable for you, if you want me to show you those again, let me know. I'm going to do it this way because I think that's how beginners are going to be able to do it. So put it between your 2 fingers. It just kind of holds it there for you. Your thumb and your ring finger kind of hold that knot a little bit. Okay? Everybody got it so far? The first thing that we're going to do is called a chain. Anything that you start in a crochet project is going to start with a chain, unless it's a round, but that's a little bit different. Maybe next week we can learn that. So in order to chain, you've got your hook. You see the little hooky part? I think you can see it on there. So all you're going to do is kind of go behind the yarn, grab it, and pull it through. Okay, we'll do that again. Go behind the yarn, grab it, and pull it through. We're going to go behind the yarn and pull through. Now what I do want to show you a little bit closer, we've done 3 stitches. Can you see the little V's? There's one right here. 1, 2, 3. You don't count the one that's on your hook. Okay, so we've done 3 stitches. You kind of want to leave these first ones a little bit loose. So watch, if I tighten this up and I crochet and I can't get my hook quite through, that's a little too tight. So what you can do is if you start to get too tight, just pull your hook out a little bit. See how that loosens that stitch? You can make them as loose or as tight as you want. Okay, but what's going to happen is you're going to have to come back through here and get into these stitches for the next row. So you want to make sure that you can get your hook through. As a beginner, that's something that sometimes you get a little tight, and then the second row is really, really hard. Okay, so we've got 3. We want 11 total. So go behind, pull through, go behind, pull through. And we're just going to keep doing that. Now, if you need to, you move your fingers up to hold it. I have tiny hands, so I have to move my fingers up quite a bit. Okay, and now I just lost count, so let's show you how to count. Here's 1V. Oh, sorry, got the shakes. I had to take Excedrin this morning with caffeine. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9. So I have 9 stitches. Here's 10 and 11. Okay? So when you get to 11, let me know. If you have any questions, just send me a message. But once you get to 11, let me know, and then I'll move on. While I'm waiting for that, I'm going to show you. This is the mock-up of what we're doing. Okay? Right here. So what we're doing, what we just did was this bottom row. Okay? We did this bottom row. And then what we're going to do is work in circles around and around and around and around. Okay? And we're going to continue up this way in circles all the way around. Okay? All right. Looks like we got it. So we're going to move on. If any new people joined, give a shout out so I know who's on. Okay. For those who just joined, we just did a chain of 11. Now we're going to move on. So, I said we don't count the one that's on our hook, okay? You can see that first little V right here. This one, see it's a V, okay? What we're going to do is we're going to go into the second V. I'm going to just put the head of the hook right in under that one strand, okay? You're going to yarn over, pull through that loop, kind of like we did the chain, but now you've got 2 loops, right? Kind of try to make them even. You don't want to have one long and one too short or too tight, okay? You're going to yarn over and pull through both loops. That stitch that you just made is called a single crochet. That's like the beginner stitch in crochet, okay? So that's 1. So let's try it again. So we're going to go to this next V. See this V right here? That top thread. We're going to put the hook in, yarn over, pull through that 1 loop. Now we've got 2 loops. Yarn over and pull back through. Yeah, Vanessa, which part do you need me to start back? The chain or the single crochet? Just for giggles, I'm going to go back to the chain part and show you how to count again. Okay, so here's my chain. I've got V's. Count the V's. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, and 11 is up here. It's kind of hard to see. Let me put my hook in, that might help. Okay, so this is 11 right here, and this little guy here is 10. Can you see? There's one here and a little V there. So we're going to go through the top of that second chain, put the hook in just 1 string, yarn over, pull it through. Got 2 on the hook now. Make sure they're even. Again, you don't want too long or too short, kind of even. Yarn over and pull through. Okay, that's the first single crochet. Now we're going to complete that going across. It kind of makes the next stitches a little easier because you can see the top of this little bump here. We're going to go in, yarn over, pull through, kind of make sure they're even, yarn over, and pull through both loops. Okay. It looks wholly right there now, but as you work it, it'll close itself up. Okay. You can see this next little hump right here. We're going to put the hook in, yarn over, pull through, 2 loops, yarn over, and pull through. Okay, so that's our third. And you can see we're still working in V's. There's the first one, the second one, and the third one. So we've done 3 single crochets. Here's that next little bump. We're going to go in, behind to yarn over, pull it through. Sorry, got to pull my yarn a little bit. Okay, so Denise, here's your 2 loops, right? We went in and pulled from behind. Now you're going to yarn over, pull through both of those loops. Okay? So you're going to go in that next loop, yarn over. Here's where you have the 2 loops, Denise. And then when you yarn over again, you're going to pull through both. Let me know if that helped. Again, we're on a delay, so if I don't answer your question right away, just give it a second to catch up. Here's the next little bump. Go in, yarn over. You have your 2 loops, yarn over, pull through both. Okay, do the yarn over. So we go in, okay, you're holding the yarn with these 2 fingers, go behind the yarn, hook it, see how it's going to automatically hook to bring it through. Okay, same thing, kind of go behind it and pull it through both loops. Did that help? I'll do it again. You go in the bump, go behind, pull that yarn through. Sometimes if you do this, sometimes you go to pull it through and it pops off. Just keep trying. It takes a while to get used to how to work your hook. Then once you have the 2 loops on, you're going to yarn over again, pull through both of those. Okay, so let's see how many we've made here. Let me see if I can count these for you. You can see the little V's. Here's a V, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. Okay, so we should have 2 more little bumps. And here's our last 2 bumps. Hold on, it's hard to see through the screen. Here's 9, and here's 10, and here's your knot. Okay, so we'll show the single crochet again. In the top of the bump, the top of the V, yarn over, pull through. Now you have 2 loops, yarn over, and pull through both. Okay. Last bump, go in. This one, you kind of have to hold the knot. Yarn over, pull through to get 2 loops, yarn over, and pull through both loops. Okay, so this is kind of what it should look like. Let me know when everybody gets to that step. And then we can move on. If you're just joining and you didn't get the foundation part of it, let me show you on a different piece while everybody else is catching up. I'm going to use a different color yarn if I can find the end here, just because that's what I have going on. So you would make a slip knot, because it looks like we've got people joining in and out. A slip knot, and then what's called a chain. You yarn over and just pull through, and you do that 11 times. Okay? Thanks, Tom. First and second. Okay, Vanessa, you're still between the first and the second. You mean stitches? Like back here with the chain? There's a bit of a delay, so I apologize. Denise, how are you doing? Gonna start over? Okay. Here. Okay. So here we go. We're gonna do a quickie. We're gonna start with our slip knot, cross over, push over with your thumb, push back through. Denise, this will give you a little more time if you're still working your single crochets. Okay, so we've got our slip knot. Here we go. Yarn over. This is the chain. 1, 2, 3, 4. I'm going to let y'all count your own till you get to 11. This is the chain, okay? So once you get to 11, we're going to skip that first V. See this right here? This is your first V, okay? We're going to skip that one, but we're going to go into the top only of the next V, okay? Can you see that V right here and right here? So we're going to go into the top of that V. Put your hook in, grab the yarn, pull it through. So now you've got 2. Grab the yarn and pull through. Vanessa, how's it going? And again, this is a craft that, or a pattern that doesn't really matter if you get it exactly perfect. You know, it's not something you're wearing or anything like that, and it doesn't really matter if there's a couple flaws in it. That's why I picked this one. Okay, I'm going to show you again. That's the one we just went in. Here's the next V. I'm going to go on the top of that loop, yarn over, pull it through, 2, yarn over, pull through both of those loops. That's called a single crochet. How we doing, girls? Okay, here's the top of the next V. We'll go in, pull through, and pull through both. And you know what? That's the entire stitch that we're going to use over and over and over and over again. Pull through. Hold on, sorry. We got some techie stuff going on. So that's the only stitch you need to know is the single crochet. Okay, here's the bump of the next V. Yarn over, pull it through that loop, yarn over, and pull through both loops between the first and the second row. Okay, so let's go back. Okay, so here's the end of my chain. So I should have 11 V's. Do you have 11 V's, Vanessa? I'll show you how to count them. See this? Looks like a V. That's 1. Here's 2. Here's 3, 4, 5. Hold on. It's hard to get them all to show. But there's 11. So if you count all the way up, here's number 10, and here's number 11. Okay? So, to start the second row, we're going to skip this first hump. The one that the yarn is currently going through, we're going to skip that top hump, and we're going to go into the second one. Go into that hole, yarn over, pull it through. Just like you were doing a chain, except you had that extra yarn on there. So now you've got 2, yarn over, and pull through both. Okay? Did that help, Vanessa, between the first and the second row? Then we're going to go into the second bump. And this is called a single crochet. You yarn over, pull through your loop, yarn over, pull through both. Okay? And we're going to continue that all the way across. In, yarn over, you have 2 loops, yarn over, pull through both. Okay? Continue down until you get through all 10 of those top bumps. Okay? All right, let me know when everyone gets to the end of the second row, because then the third row is a little bit tricky, but once you get past the third row, it's super, super, super easy, because all you do is keep going around and around and around with the single crochet. Okay? So again, you go in the top of the V, just the one strand is on the hook, yarn over, pull through, you've got 2, yarn over, and pull through. And with this stitch, you could make so many things. You could make dishcloths. I'll have to bring out some of my stuff. Dishcloths, hot pads, you know, anything kind of small for a beginner so you don't get discouraged. You obviously don't want to start with a big Afghan, but this stitch you can use for anything. And you would start the same way with a chain, and then just go back and forth, back and forth, back and forth. And make it as big as you want. Just increase the chains. So we're going to go into the top of that V hump. Pull it up, yarn over, and pull through both loops. Here's our last one, because here's my knot where my thumb is. So that V, there's the top of that last stitch. We're going to yarn over, and pull through both. Okay, so there's the start. Again, this is a completed one, and this is starting this bottom part, okay? And then we're just going to keep going around and around and around each side and build it up, okay? Now to start the third row, you're going to turn it over so it's upside down, okay? My knot is right here. Let's see if I can get a little, see my knot? Okay. Kind of push that out of the way. Grab your work with, again, your ring finger back here and your thumb on top. Okay, that's going to kind of hold it. And you can kind of see where that first bump is, right? You see it sticking up there? That's the bump I want. We're going to do the same exact thing. Put your hook in, yarn over, pull it through. Make sure not to pull through both, only one. Then you're going to yarn over and pull through both. Okay? I'm going to pull that out so I can show you one more time. If Eric's friend Charlene was here, she would be crying. She cries when I pull out my work. It happens. We all make mistakes. Sometimes you got to start over. Okay, so if I hold it, you can see that first bump. Oops. Okay, so I'm going to go in that first bump, yarn over, pull through, see? Pull through the one loop, yarn over, and pull through both loops. Everybody got that, or should I do it one more time? I'll do it one more time just to be sure. Okay, so here's the end of our second row. We flip it over, upside down. My knot is right at the top here where my thumbnail is, okay? I'm going to kind of put that to the back. I'm going to hold with my thumb and my ring finger. See that first bump? Pops right up for me. If yours doesn't pop up, that's okay. You'll find it. My knot is right here, so it's the one right next to it. Okay? So I'm going to insert into there, yarn over, pull through. Now you've got two. Yarn over and pull through both like we've been doing. Okay? And guess what? That was the hardest part, because now we've got 9 more humps along the top, and we're going to just continue to single crochet that very top piece of yarn, that bump, yarn over, pull through, yarn over, pull through both. So now you can see, if I show you the side, oops, here's one stitch, because there's a V, and here's the second stitch. So we would have 8 more to do. So there should be 8 more of these bumps. Okay? I'm going to do that transition one more time, and then we'll move on. Here's the end of row 2. If you get this next stitch right, you got smooth sailing from here on out, I promise. Okay, from row 2, we flip it over. Again, oops, my knot is right up here. Okay, you can't see it very well, but it's there, right there. Okay, I'm gonna hold it with my ring finger and my thumb. Oops, let me get that back. Okay. This first hump, wasn't a very good shot of it. Let's try that again. Try to pull that knot behind you there. I think that'll help. That first hump. Sometimes also the yarn splits. This yarn doesn't seem to be doing it, but if your yarn splits, just pull your hook out and try again. You'll find the right space. Yarn over, pull through, yarn over, pull through both. And that's the hardest stitch in this whole thing, okay? Now you can see where that next bump is. Just one strand. Pull through, yarn over, through both. So we've made 2 stitches. See the 2 V's? If I get my hand out of the shadow here, there, 2 V's. Okay? Then we just continue the single crochet all the way across. Here's my next hump. Yarn over, pull through, yarn over, through both. That's number 3. Here's the next hump. And there's 4. The next hump. That's 5. Okay, so here's what it's kind of looking like. We've got kind of a double thing showing here. Here's the next hump, 6. Did everyone get that turn from the second to the third row? Let me know. Just keep going across these top humps until you get to the end. Count your V's. You should have 10. I'll show you when I get there. If it's not perfect, it's okay. It's a very forgiving pattern. And there's my last one. Okay? That's what it looks like. Let's see if I can count these V's for you. My stitches are kind of covered by the writing, so bear with me here. See the V's along the bottom? 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9. Oh, wait, I missed one down here. This one. You can kind of see where it transitions here. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10. So let me know when you get to there, and then we'll start our next row. I was gonna give like a tutorial about the history of crochet, but when I looked it up, holy cow, like every country claims that they started it. So yeah, there was no trying to get you guys some trivia about crocheting, because that was just too crazy. I learned from my grandmother when I was a kid. She sat and crocheted all the time. She made baby blankets a lot. Everybody in the family had crocheted blankets. My mom learned from her. No, I think my mom learned first and taught my grandmother, but all us kids had crocheted blankets. So it's a great thing to beat the boredom during this time of lockdown. And you're creative, so when you finish something, you'll feel like you've accomplished something, which being locked up at home, it's kind of hard these days to feel accomplished. All right, everybody finish those 10? Because I'm going to move on unless I hear from you. Okay. Now here's where we're kind of sealing up to make the bottom pocket of the bag. So you can kind of see this didn't lay flat over here, and we wanted it to be that way because, let's see if I can show you this one. It's going to be a pocket. Okay? All right. Vanessa, which part one more time? Where you got it? Again, we're on a delay, so it takes me a minute to answer you. All right, well, I'm going to keep going unless I hear from somebody. Okay, so here's the end of your row, okay? Here's where you started, in the middle here. Okay, Vanessa, so we're going to move on. Okay, so here's where we started. We came this way, around, and we came this way. Now we're going to connect back to here and just keep going around and around and around and around, okay? Promise, it's going to be easy. Okay. Now in these next ones, we're going to go through both parts of the V, okay? So I'm going to show you. This very first bump here, just ignore that. Can you see your first V? Okay, it's right here. You're going to go under both parts. So you have two on there. Okay, it should look like a V on your hook. I'm going to show you that again. This very first bump right here, ignore that. Okay, see that very first V? Let me see if I can get the lighting better to show on that. Maybe not. Here's a V. See it? Right here. Doop, 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 doop. We're going to go under both sections of that V with our hook. See that? See? We're going to yarn over like we did before. Imagine that. Pull through those. We're going to call that like one loop, but it's really two on there now. That just gives us a tighter stitch so that our lavender doesn't come out. Two on the hook, right? Like we had before. So what are we going to do? We're going to yarn over and pull through both of those, just like we've done. And then it's the same, going all the way down. See my next V on there? Right here? We're going to go under. I'll show you from a different angle too. You can kind of see it if you turn it sideways. Here's my V. Okay. So I'm going to turn it this way so you can see there's a hole under here. If I go under, I have two strands, minus this one, from the stitch before, the previous row on here, yarn over, pull through that entire stitch. You have two. So you're going to yarn over and pull through both. And we're going to, guess what? We're going to do that all the way across 10 times. So there's my next V. Okay. So I'm going to put the hook in that little crevice just to pull up those two. Yarn over. Pull through, we got two on there again, yarn over and pull through. That's a single crochet. Okay, here's my next V. See the V? So we're going to go and pick up both of those. Let me see if I can show you a better angle on that. See the V? See how there's like a little hole there? Yours might not have a hole, but you'll, if you kind of wiggle your needle or your hook around, you'll find it. And eventually that'll become like muscle memory. You'll just be able to get in there, okay? If your stitches are tight, you may have to wiggle to get in there. Remember I said beginners tend to pull everything really tight, so that's okay, but you'll find it. You're going to yarn over, pull through. Now you've got 2, and we're going to finish our single crochet by yarning over, pulling through both loops. And you can see on both sides now it's kind of starting to get like a pocket down there. Okay, and we're just going to go round and round. Oh, hold on, I'm trying to get the lighting here. Here's my next V right here. So we're going to find that sweet spot underneath it. You'll find it, just kind of get in there. And if you don't get both strands, or you get half a strand or something, that's okay. You're going to yarn over like we've been doing, pull it through, yarn over, and pull through both. Okay, all the way across for each V. Okay, see this one? I can kind of see where the next stitch is. Okay, I gotta pull some more yarn, sorry. Okay, yarn over, pull through, yarn over, through both. That's a single crochet. And guess what? You don't even really have to count anymore, because we're just going to keep going around and around. Okay, a bunch of single crochets. I will tell you, if you're local and you couldn't find lavender because some of the craft stores are out, I do have lavender, plenty of lavender. Just let me know and we'll get some to you. Or Vanessa, I can mail you some. But it's perfect for your PJ drawer because lavender is very soothing, helps you sleep. So yeah, it's perfect for the PJ drawer. Okay, so now we're kind of coming around to the curve, as I like to call it. Okay, you can see, let's see if I can get a little closer, this V here. Okay, so we're going to work that stitch. Again, keep fooling with it till you get it in the right place. We're going to do that single crochet, and you can kind of see where we've come to the end of a row. Okay, and then if I hold it closer, you probably can see better. Here's our last stitch, and this V is a little bit longer, but it's still a V. So we're going to kind of go around the corner here, and you're still going to go under those 2. Grab your yarn, pull through. You got 2 again, and single crochet. Did you see that? Sorry, folks. Frog in my throat. Okay, so here's the end of that last row. Here's your next V. It's a long one because it's kind of going around a corner. So we're going to go under those 2 like we've been doing. Grab our yarn, pull up, grab our yarn, and go through. Denise, I'll just keep doing this corner part until you guys catch up. When you get to the end of a row, just say done, so I know. I see 6 people. Who are other people? At least check in, let me know who you are. give a shout, give a hey, something. But I'm glad to see people are on. Okay, Denise is at the end. How are you doing, Vanessa? Or anyone else who's following along? Maybe Angela, are you on? You said you might. Okay. I'm thinking, Vanessa, you want me to do the corner here. So I'm going to keep doing that a couple more times because it's kind of crazy. There's the end of the row. Okay, we're going to go around the corner. Here's the next V. It's a long one. See it right there? Let me see if I can get a better angle. Maybe there. See that next V? Have you noticed there's a pattern? Everything's in a V. We're going to go under those two. Okay, did you see that? We're going to go under those two. Grab the yarn like we've been doing. Pull it through. And pull through both. Okay. Then if you want to continue on, but I'm going to go back to that one again if you missed it. Here's our next V. See it? This crochet pattern is brought to you by the letter V. Okay, so under these two, like we've been doing, under that V, grab the yarn, pull it through, and finish your single crochet. And then you can see the V's, they're just kind of lining up all along here. But I'm going to go back to that corner in case you missed it, Vanessa. If you've already gotten past that, you can keep going because it just keeps going around and around and around and around. Okay? So here we are, Vanessa. We're at the end of this row. This next V is long. See it? We're going to go under those two. Grab our yarn, come back through them, grab our yarn, and that's how we finish that stitch. Okay? I'm going to continue on now. You keep going for the V's. See the V, see the next V, and so on and so forth. So you stick under the two. See, there's a hole there already. Under the two, wrap around. Hi, Luba. Pull it up and through both. That's the single crochet. Again, we're going to repeat that until you know that stitch so well that you're going to be done with this and you're going to make yourself a hot pad or a dishcloth or something. Okay, see that next V? Okay, we're going to go under those two, yarn over, pull through, yarn over, and pull through both. Okay, if someone gets stuck and you have a question, just tell me what part, and I'll go back. Otherwise, I'm just going to kind of go slow, and you're going to repeat around and around and around until you get to about, I think I measured, it's like 2.5 inches. That's what it's going to look like. Okay. And then we're going to fancy it up a little bit so that you can have, grab the other one, so that you can have these little spaces. I don't know if you can see them in this video. There you go. To put the yarn through so that you can tie it, okay? But you're just going to keep going round and round, doing the same stitch, very basic stitch. Okay? Sorry, coffee break. All right. Oop, let me hold it the way beginners hold. So here's our next V. Okay. So you're going to go under those two, yarn over. You got two on the hook, yarn over, pull through both. That's a single crochet. You can see that next little V sticking right out there. Go under, yarn over, pull it up, two on the hook, yarn over, pull through both. All right, ladies, check in. Let me know how you're doing. Everybody getting the hang of it, finding the V. Going under those two strands. It's behind you now. The hook's behind you. Pull up, yarn over, pull through both. Again, we're not a professional techie here, so I hope you guys can see this. If you're having a hard time, just let me know and I'll try to get different angles and different lighting. Here's the next V right here. So we're going to go under those two, yarn over, pull through, yarn over, pull through. You can see the next V sticking out, and then the next one and the next one. And we're just going to keep going around and around. Under. Denise, how you doing? Pull through. Okay. Once it starts to make a little pocket, hold on, I'll show you when we get around this corner. You're kind of working the inside of the pocket, and if you find that that's too difficult, because you're kind of having to go into the pocket itself, you'll see when you get a little further, just flip it inside out, okay? And then your V's are on top, but you can still see them. Let's see if I can get the lighting right so you can see this. Hold on, I flipped it too soon, hold on. Here's that long V again. Every time you get to the corner, let's see if you can see it. See right here? There's that V, it's a long one. Go under both, yarn over, pull through, yarn over, pull through both. And it's gonna start to curl on you and do all kinds of crazy stuff, and that's okay. Just keep stretching it. It'll be all right. See that next V sticking out there? See it? I'm going to grab under both of those, pull through, and pull through both. Okay? Do we see the next V? Yeah, if your knots are too tight, what I suggest is when you pull through right here, kind of give a tug on it, see how it'll shift, okay? A lot of beginners like to hold it, hold on, let me show you, hold it really, really tight, see? And then when you're pulling through, it makes it tough. So just kind of pull up on this loop once you get through here. And when you pull through, give a little tug here as well. That'll help, Vanessa. That's a common thing for beginners, to be tight. And it's the perfect project for that because, you know, you're holding the lavender, so the tighter is fine. There's my next V. So when you come through this step, and you pull through the loop there. Just kind of tug up a little bit. See how I have a little distance between right here, between my hook and my work? If you're right up on it with no distance, that's too tight. Just give a little tug and pull it through and give a little tug again. Okay, hopefully that helps. Let me know if that helps you. Go under the V. How you doing, Denise? I haven't heard from you in a while. Okay. That's what it looks like folded up. So you're just going to go round and round and round and round. I'm going to kind of speed up a little bit in case anybody's getting ahead. Anybody give up yet? I haven't heard from Denise. See, eventually you'll see these little holes if you're not going too tight, Vanessa. Give it a tug before you pull those through. The hook comes off the yarn. You mean if you're here, it comes off? That's common too for beginners. It'll get easier. Just, you know, find where your hook belongs and get it back in there. Sometimes I'll do this and I'll miss the yarn and come back through and I'm like, okay, I missed. So it's all getting used to. Sometimes it splits like it just did there. But it's just like anything else. The more you practice, the better you get at it. It's muscle memory. Okay, Vanessa, just go at your own pace. All right, Denise, how are you doing? We getting a couple rows going here, or you following along? Here's that V. We got people popping in and out. If you're popping in, give a shout so we know who you are. Here's the next V. Let's see if I can get it better. Right here. A few loose loops. That's okay. Again, this pattern is very forgiving, Denise. The lavender doesn't come through. Let me get one of my finished ones I can show you. Just so you see, I wasn't kidding. I have lavender. I mean, look at that compared to the size of my hand. It's ridiculous. I have plenty of lavender. Okay. And then this is one I've completed, and I have the lavender in here, and the lavender is big enough. It doesn't come through. So even if you have a looser stitch, it's fine. Oh, it smells good. So here's the lavender. It looks tiny, but they're pretty big buds. So they're not going to come through. It smells good. I bet you wished you had smell-o-vision right now. Okay, So that's that. Isn't that cute? I did ribbon on this one. Oops, wrong side. I did ribbon on this one. You can do ribbon, but it was just, I was trying to keep it simple and getting your supplies. So we're just going to use another piece of yarn to tie it, but you could certainly get little ribbon if you wanted to, in a contrasting color or matching color, whatever you want. Okay. How we doing? Uh-oh, someone dropped off. Okay. So there's my next V. Are we getting the hang of the single crochet? Are y'all getting that? Silence. Okay. It may take a while for you to get to it, but you'll get it. So if you want to watch again, here's your V. We're going to go under those two, yarn over, pull through, yarn over, pull through. Okay. So Vanessa, today is my son's 17th birthday. Can you imagine that? I have a 17-year-old. I think we've known each other for, how many years now? It's crazy. I'm going to just keep going slow. If you need me to back up, just tell me. I'll certainly go back and give you some better instruction. Just remember, when you get to those corners, your V's are a little bit longer. Everyone's still there? It's like radio silence, but that's okay. I'm gonna keep working. I used white. Instructor's great, student is struggling. Okay. Well, if you need me to repeat something, you just let me know. Otherwise, I'm just gonna keep talking here. I used white because with the blue background, it's easier. And if you notice, if you have a darker color yarn, it's really, really hard to see where you're going. So that's why I suggested a lighter color yarn. I just recently was working with some black yarn, and it's difficult. I wear a little, I don't know what you call it, this little light that Kenny got me. You wear it around your neck, and it's for like crocheting and knitting. It's really awesome, but that helps because then it lights up the black color. But imagine if this was black, it would be really hard to see these stitches. Just a little tip for beginners. Don't try anything black to begin with, or dark navy. Oh, that's tough too. So I was just talking to Kenny, and I think we're going to put up a big sheet and spray paint Happy Birthday Eric on it for when we have our birthday parade early or later tonight, because I don't know what else to use to decorate. I'm certainly not going out to get anything. So if you make the parade, make sure to give a shout out to my sign. That's all I've got. I don't think I even have any birthday balloons to put up. asked Kenny, how do we upload a picture of where we are? I don't know what you mean by upload a picture. Kenny? Oh, you're bringing balloons. Awesome. She wants to know how to upload a picture. I'm not quite sure what she means of where we are. Oh, you want to send a picture to me? I don't know if you can do that. You might have to just text me that picture. I don't think we can do it in the live.
Yeah, I mean, she should be able to copy and paste it right into a comment.
Or maybe, yeah, or maybe put it in a comment.
Just copy
Yeah,
and paste it.
I don't know. Like I said, this is all new to me. I think the only Facebook Live I've done, Denise, was when we did the holiday boutique thing. And you were my techie person. Vanessa, did we lose you? How you doing, girl? Maybe we lost her. Okay, I'm gonna keep going here. Denise, I saw your yarn that on the picture you posted. It's pretty. It's similar to this yarn, but lighter. I like it. It'll be pretty with the lavender in it. Just sent. Don't see it, Denise. Let me see. Oh, wait. Let me try on the computer. No. No, I can't see it, Denise. Oh, there it goes. Okay. All right, Denise, I got that, but unfortunately it makes me disconnect. But yeah, you're doing great because it looks similar to this. See? I think we lost Vanessa though. See how it's going to be a little pouch? Let me get some more yarn pulled out here. Okay, so find your V under, pull through under the V. Are you starting to be able to maybe see where the stitches go a little easier? Once you get going, I told you those first couple rows are difficult, but once you get going, it kind of starts to look more normal. You know, you start to see the V's a little easier. Let's see. This is hard. I wish it was like FaceTime where we could chat. It's kind of crazy. Let's see. See how these on the corners get a little bit longer. You see my V right here? Let's see if I can get it closer. See this? See this? Yeah, maybe next time we'll try Zoom. because then you guys could ask questions a lot easier than stopping and typing. All right. I'm going to interrupt for a minute just to go back to Denise's picture and see how far she's going. Give me just a sec. About that, everyone. I don't know how to get back there. Okay, I'm back. I hope you guys can hear me. Sorry about that. I don't know what happened. Again, I'm not techie. So Denise, it looks like you're coming along. Let me know if you have any questions. Like I said, we're gonna just keep doing this until, I'll show you, when you fold it into a pocket, you want it to be about 2.5 inches, which is this. So I'm about halfway on this one. It could be a little smaller, it could be a little bigger. Hun? Okay, you guys found me again. I don't know what I did. I'm sorry about that. So I'm gonna just keep moving here. If you have questions, let me know. If any of you didn't hear, I was showing you when you kind of fold it where it wants to fold into that little pocket, you want this to be about 2.5 inches. This is the one that's about 2.5. So I'm about halfway. See that? So we'll just keep going around and around. If there's anything anybody wants to talk about, we can talk about it. Like I said, the history of crochet, that was kind of a bust. Every country claims it. So yeah, that didn't work. Denise knows when I do my Get Crafty classes, sometimes I try to do trivia. We learned about ladybugs one night. That was fun. But crochet just had too much going on. Can you see how you kind of have to open that pocket to get into those stitches? Just kind of mold it whatever way you need. And we're just gonna go round and round. You know what I think I'm gonna do though, while y'all are doing that? I'm gonna show you some of my other projects that I have going on, because maybe it'll be inspirational. This is the easiest stitch. This is the single crochet. You could do so many different things with this. Uh-oh. Denise is texting me again. Okay, Denise, so just put if your hook comes out, okay, just put your hook in, kind of close it down and start again. If you're gonna step away from your crochet, just a good tip, because sometimes you'll leave it like this and you know it gets rolled up or whatever and your hook comes out and then it can start unraveling and you're like, oh my gosh. So what I like to do if I'm gonna put down a project for a while is just kind of pull this tight That way you take the hook out, it's not going to get caught on something and unravel everything, okay? And then when you're ready, you just put the hook back in, pull it, and you can start again. Can you see where those holes are starting to open up when you're trying to look for where you're putting your hook? See? And again, we're going under both strands of that V. See that V right here at the top? If I flip it, you can kind of see the hole. That's where we're going. Oh, now I have no viewers again. Nope, there you are again. I think people are having internet issues. So we just keep going around and around and around. I'm gonna go get a couple things to show you what I'm working on, because you could certainly make some really cool things. So I'm going to show you some things that I've been working on. These are hair scrunchies. Those of us who are a little older will remember these from the 80s. It's a velvety, really soft yarn. Once you conquer the single crochet, it's the same idea. It just goes around and around and around. Really cool. Scrunchies like from the 80s. Whoops. My camera work's not very good. But really soft, velvety yarn. I made some of these for the girls that my son is friends with for Christmas, and one of them works at Publix, and she gets asked on the daily, like, where did you get that? That's so cool. So I guess they're coming back in style. And let's see what else I have. Then this, while y'all are still crocheting, I'm going to show you some stuff. This is the start of what's going to be a bag, like a little market bag. Here in Ocala, we have a downtown market where you can go and buy fresh produce. So that's the start of a bag. Let me see if I can show you what it's going to look like. I have one over here. Excuse my messes and my garbage going on. Here's what it's going to look like. It's a market bag. So I take this, I made one for my mom. We go to the downtown market, buy our fresh produce, and this way we're using a reusable bag. But it's open, you know, you can stuff a lot of stuff in there. So that's one thing also I'm making. Another, this is kind of a surprise for somebody. So for graduation, she's going to UF. She's a high school senior. Probably not going to get the joy of graduating, but she will have a UF blanket to go to college with after all this is over. So that's kind of cool. That's a little bit different of a stitch, but again, it all is the foundation of that single crochet that you're learning in this pattern. Okay. So anybody like any of those other ideas? This one we could do on another video. It would just take a long time, you know, maybe like a couple day session, not just one. Because really, once you get through doing the circle part and you're just going up the sides, it's really easy. So you could all do that on your own, and then we could reconvene and learn how to finish and do the handles. So let me know what you think. But we could certainly beat the boredom together doing a bunch of different projects. But the hair scrunchies seem to be pretty popular right now. So we could do those. You just let me know. All right. I'm going to get back. If you have questions, let me know. If I'm going too fast, let me know. but I'm gonna keep going here, and then when y'all are ready, we can finish this up, and I can show you how to finish. Vanessa, are you back? Did you find me again? We had a little technical difficulty. Try to find it on my computer. I have it pulled up on my laptop next to me so I can see your comments and such, and I don't know, I screwed that up too. Vanessa, are you back? Uh-oh. Did you find me again? There we go. Sometimes I see we have 5 viewers, then it's down to 1. So I have no idea who's popping in. But it's kind of cool. Maybe they'll catch on. But with everything shut down and you have to stay in your house, like I said, at least you have a sense of accomplishment that you're doing something, right? Make yourself some cute dish rags, some pot holders, whatever you want to make. Get started ahead on your Christmas gifts. If you want to make lavender sachets for Christmas gifts, that's perfect. Like I said, I made hair scrunchies for my son's friends, and they loved them. So I can make a scrunchie 15-20 minutes. So it's a nice, easy gift for somebody. These lavender sachets, if I do it by myself without like trying to do an instructor type thing, I can make it in about 45 minutes maybe, start to finish. So that's not bad. But yeah, they make great Christmas gifts. Hey, there's 4 viewers. Check in, let me know who's still here or who's on. Because if you're just joining and you want me to go slow, let me know. Or just stay in hiding. We'll never know. For those of you just joining, let me know who you are, where you're from. If you want me to get you started, we're kind of already on our way. If you can see, here's the start of our little bag, and it's going to look like this when we're done. We're going to put some lavender in it, and if you had smell-o-vision, you could smell it. It smells really good. Put this in your PJ drawer. Lavender's good for relaxation. So that's what we're making, folks. I'm making this one white only because it's easier to see on screen while I'm trying to teach. But you can make it any color, any kind of yarn, whatever you want to do. We are using, I don't know if you can see that, a number 4 crochet hook. It's a G. I don't go by the letters, I go by the numbers. Here's H is a 5. You can see the difference in the head size. Just makes a bigger stitch or a smaller stitch, depending on what you're working on. We went with the smaller because obviously we want the holes in between to be a little smaller. If it was a little bit looser, the lavender might slip through. So we're learning the basic single crochet stitch. If you're just joining, I'm going to show you right here. We look for these V's. See that V? We go under those 2 strands, yarn over back here, pull it through, yarn over, and pull through both of those. And that's a stitch. That's the whole Megillah right there. So we're going to go under the next V, see it? Yarn over, pull through, yarn over, and pull through. And we're just going to keep repeating that and repeating that all the way around till we get 2.5 inches. About 2.5, whatever size you want. My girls who are following me from the beginning, I haven't heard from anyone in a bit. Anybody got any questions? Let me know how you're doing, how far you are. I see 3 people watching, but nobody's answering. Oh, Kenny's watching. Anybody else? Kenny's like a stalker. I think he just left to walk the dog. You need a Band-Aid. Yeah. Well, if we want to take a break and, you know, finish it another session, we always can if you want. Just let me know. You know, your hands might be getting tired. You're not used to this. Just let me know. You know, we've got nothing but time, right? We're all self-isolating, just sitting home. We can work on this at our leisure, and then when y'all are ready to finish, you know, I can do another live. Still really tight, and my pouch is way smaller than... It doesn't matter the size, Vanessa. That's awesome. It doesn't matter. That's why I picked this pattern. As you can see, this one that I made, that's the same size hook, and the same pattern is smaller. So, you know, it just depends. It's no biggie. But yeah, mine is smaller too. If your knots are still really tight, just when you're holding here, just kind of loosen up a little bit. And again, when you yarn over and pull through, kind of pull that stitch. See, I can pull it tight, or I can let it relax a little bit. Okay, so let it relax a little bit. And then too, when you're here, you can pull it really tight, or you can relax it a little bit. See how there's space between here and here? You know, there's space. If I pull it really tight, you're not going to be able to get that next stitch in, okay? The hook in for the next stitch. So just kind of loosen it up a little bit. But again, that's a beginner thing. It's the nature of being a beginner. When I first started, my grandmother, I would tell her, I can't get the hook through. She would be like, just relax, just relax. But when you're a beginner, it's hard. It's hard. And if you need to go slow, so you remember to loosen it up, that's fine. We can go slow. But this one you don't have to count, which is really nice. I like these because, again, you don't count. So I can do it sitting in front of the TV. If, Denise, you're on your stationary bike, I know you like to go fast. I wouldn't be. But, like, I could even do this while I'm sitting on my stationary bike, which I don't have, which I probably should. You know, I like to take crochet with me waiting at doctor's offices. That's always a boring thing, sitting in a waiting room. And you'll find that people look at you like, what are you doing? Or people say, oh, what are you knitting? And you can explain, no, this is crochet. This is a crochet hook. It's not a needle. It's not a knitting needle. And that kind of strikes up conversations. I had one little boy, I was waiting at a doctor's office, and he was just like so intrigued with what I was doing. And he was there with his grandmother, and I was making turtles. I was making an Afghan for someone, and I was making turtles. So I was showing him what it was going to end up to be and how I was starting it and all that. And he was just so intrigued. And his grandmother, who was sitting there, said that she had crocheted, you know, a long time ago. And I was hoping it would inspire her to maybe get him, you know, into crocheting, because it's not just a girl thing. I'm I'm on a lot of Facebook groups for crochet, and there's a lot of men that crochet. You would be surprised. I tried to teach Eric. We started with one of those round looms that you can make hats on, and he got the hang of that, but you know, then boy things started to creep in and he wasn't interested anymore. But that's always fun to start too. If you have a younger child, start them out on the loom. Hey Mom, you must be bored sitting at home too. My mom just joined. So we're learning the single crochet, Mom. And we're, look, see? Making our bags. And this is what it's gonna end up to look like. And then finished, I know it's a different color, but I wanted to leave some undone so I could finish the video. That's what it's gonna look like. But anyway, back to my story. So doctor's offices are a good place to do it because, you know, let's face it, sitting around waiting is awful. Or the pickup line at school, sitting in car line, perfect place, especially for little projects like this, you know, where you don't have to count. So you just keep going round and around and you don't have to worry about losing count or anything like that. If your name gets called at the doctor's office or, you know, you start to move in the car line, things like that. So these are perfect little boredom buster things. And again, they make great gifts. Who wouldn't love to get this for their PJ drawer? All right, Vanessa, shoot me a message. Let me know, like how far you are. Like kind of hold your hook up and tell me, you know, are you close to where we are? Or are you not? Is your daughter still trying? Has she given up? See, you can kind of see once you get moving, see where those holes are. But if you get lost, just look for that V. Okay? And you want to catch both those loops of that V. Vanessa, you still with me? So funny story about Vanessa. I hope she's still on because she'll appreciate this funny story. We worked together years and years and years ago. It's really tight, so it's smaller. That's okay. That's okay. It'll still hold the lavender. But funny story about Vanessa. I was working for, well, the same company, but it's changed hands several times. And we had a manager, and he went on this hiring frenzy, and he hired all these young, pretty girls. And we were like, what in the heck? But Vanessa was one of them, so she was part of that little squad. But we all ended up to be really good friends. It was me and Vanessa and... who else was in there? What was her name? She was Barb Brown's like daughter-in-law. I can't think of her name. And Nancy Manfredi and a bunch of people from the old days back when work was work and not crazy. So I'm trying to think of how long Vanessa and I have known each other. I know it's more than 17 years because Eric wasn't even thought about. And for those of you who don't know her, she has twin girls. Whew. She's a tiny little bitty thing. I don't know how she carried them. Vanessa, was her name Angie Brown? That seems to be like what's sticking out at me. Do you remember? All right, Denise, tell me how far you're getting. Like, are we getting to where we wanna? Want to show the next step, or how are you guys feeling? Let me know. You've hung in there this long. Do you need a break? 20 years. Yay, Vanessa, 20 years. Wow. You can't be that old. You were like, what, 19 when you started? Yeah. Remember Stu was Angie Darling. That was her name. Perfect. See, you're younger. You got a better memory. I talked to her not too long, well, it's been quite a few years now, but I reconnected with her on Facebook for a while. Still looks like little dish. Okay. All right, just keep going. If you guys need a break, just tell me and we'll take a little break. And, you know, if you want me to start up later, I certainly can. Not at 6:30, because hopefully we'll be doing some parade where we can get lavender seeds. Michael's didn't have any. I can send you some, Vanessa. When we're done, shoot me a text and I will send you some. Maybe you didn't see my thing here. This is my lavender. And just for size, you can see I have a small hand, but that's still a pretty big bag. And I have 3 of these that I ordered. I had no idea what I was ordering when I ordered. So I can certainly send you some, okay? Don't try to find it now. I can get it out in the mail. I bought them all. That wasn't from Michael's, but yes, I did buy them all. That's from a different place that I buy from that does bulk. So yeah, I did buy them all. I don't think all Michael's carries them, because I know when I was looking, I wanted just small bags, and my Michael's didn't. I think they didn't have them, so that's how I ended up with the bulk. And yeah, I overdid it. I didn't know that a pound would be that much, so I ordered 3 pounds. But guess what everybody's going to get for Christmas? They'll smell good, if nothing else. I see 5 people watching. Check in. Let me know who you are. So Vanessa, I've known for at least 20 years. Denise, let's think how far back. Eric is 17 today, and I met you when he was in kindergarten, when he was 5. So that's at least 12 years. So that's pretty long too. Denise and I met through PTO at the kids' school, and we were selling coupons for education in front of Publix, and we were the only 2 that showed up, and our kids sold a ton that day, and they ended up winning like the prize. We split whatever we sold that day between the 2 of us, and yep, 12 years, Denise. And so they got to ride in a limo from school. Now imagine this kid's in kindergarten, so Kyle must have been in what, 3rd grade, and they rode in a limo to the mall and got to go to the cookie place, and they got a free cookie. So yeah, imagine that. That's pretty exciting. Yep, our PTO days. Hey, Nancy. Shout out to Nancy. Now, Nancy I've known since 1st grade. So that's a really, really long time. I won't say how long. But hey, Nancy, we're just crocheting. You missed the beginning. But if you're interested, I can certainly do another one of these. Just let me know in a message. This is what we're making, Nancy, and whoever else is on that just joined. They're little lavender sachets. So you can put them in your PJ drawer, and then your PJs will smell like lavender. It smells so good, and lavender's relaxing. But it's a really good beginner's project. Hey Nancy, let me know if you're still there. I bet your daughter would like to do this. You all seem pretty crafty, pretty handy. Yeah, Denise, you forgot about the limo ride. That's funny. They were so excited. Will I do a replay? Nancy, if you find yarn, you just let me know and we can work out a time. I'll do another one of these. I don't know if we really want to do a playback because we've been at this for almost 2 hours and some of it's just kind of downtime. So I can certainly do another one. But worst case scenario, we'll connect and I'll get some yarn to you, okay? But I'm just showing the ones who've been on. It's a really easy, simple beginner stitch, okay? That's what it's gonna look like. This is what it's gonna end. I know it's different yarn, but I wanted to use white because it shows better. And then this stitch, what I was saying is you can use it, you can make dishcloths, you can make pot holders. So this one stitch is the very basic stitch, and you can expand on that. Okay, so it's a good stitch to start with, and it was a good project because it works up fairly fast. So you don't get discouraged, you know, like don't try to start out doing a big Afghan. I did that. That was horrible. I thought I could do it. I saw my grandma, she would whip them out in a couple days. Well, yeah, she didn't have school or work. So she would just sit in her chair all day and crochet. Oh, Sunshine just came home. Here, let's see. There she is. Say hi, Sunny.
Hi.
That's the puppy. She got 3 compliments today on her walk. Good for her. So it's a real simple stitch. Nancy, if you're still watching, whoops. You just go in, yarn over, get 2 loops, yarn over, and pull through both loops. That's the whole stitch, and you just repeat that again and again and again and again. You go in, yarn over, pull through, yarn over, and pull through. That's called a single crochet. And how to start it is a little different. It's not hard though, but then you just keep going around and around and around and around. Trying to pull up this other one. So I think I'm about where I'm gonna be as far as wanting to be finished here. So when you all are ready, then I can show you how to do the part that I showed you earlier. Move this out of the way. It's kind of hard to see, but I left spaces in here where you can weave the yarn through to make the little drawstring. Got to give my fingers a break. Will you help me finish later? Absolutely. Absolutely. So when you get to the part before we're going to start where we're going to leave these holes, Denise, then you let me know when you're ready and we can do it, okay? Vanessa, how are you doing? And this part's real simple. It's just a single crochet and then a chain and a single crochet and a chain. You're going to skip a stitch in there, but I'll show you that. And then you do 3 rows, just how we did, and then you're done. And then we just weave through our yarn to make our little drawstring. But you probably won't want to tie it off until we get you the lavender. But I'll get you some, Denise. I'll put some in a bag and get it to you. And Vanessa, if you send me your address, I'll get some to you as well. Nancy, if you want to try it, I can send you some lavender as well. So y'all just let me know. Okay, see you later, Denise. If you want, we can maybe do a tomorrow once everybody catches up. To the place for the ribbon. I did about 2.5 inches. So you can compare it to my hook. Here's right here where the hole is. So if you want to compare it to your hook size, you know, however you want to do that. But it was about 2.5 inches. You can make it as big as you want. Okay, Nancy, have a good day. You can make it as big as you want though, Denise. So if you want yours taller, that's fine. If you want it shorter, that's fine. It'll still draw. I don't know if I tied this one off. So you can see where I put the ribbon through and did a couple more rows, and then it still draws 1.5 inches so far. Okay, that's good. How you doing, Vanessa? Who are the other people still on? Because I show 3. Mom, are you still on? Do you know how to type a message in here? Yeah, they are pretty, aren't they? And like I said, they don't have to be perfect. So that's the best part of this project. All right, Denise, I'll talk to you later. Let me know when you're ready and we'll finish. Oh, Mom's on. Denise said hi, Mom. Vanessa, if you're following along, let me know how far you are. And if you want me to do one later or tomorrow, once you get caught up. My husband's giving me positive reinforcement right now, telling me how good I'm doing. Maybe we can do this weekly. Again, it's a boredom buster. Who else is on? There's 4 people. I just don't know who you are. I wish I knew. We're kind of at a lull. We're waiting for people to kind of catch up. So, oh, Tom's back on. Hi, Tom. Are you crocheting, Tom? Or are you just watching? Let me know if you know how to comment. All right, everyone. Vanessa, I haven't heard from you. I'm going to send you a private message. But when you get to 2.5 inches or about there, meaning when it's folded, like, you know, if you're working on it and you fold it 2.5 inches this way, let me know. And then we'll go live again and we'll finish up, okay? The next part shouldn't take that long because once you know how to do the stitches, it's only like 4 rows. So this is probably 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, about 12 rows. So 4 won't take that long. Vanessa's not answering me. I'll send her a private message. I'm sure Tom is just watching. You don't think he's crocheting, Mom? I should have sent some yarn and a hook for him. He could make Angel a sweater. All right, folks, I'm going to cut it off for now. And when everybody's ready, then we'll reconvene and we'll finish. All right. Bye, everyone. Good morning, everyone. Just trying to get logged in here, giving everybody a minute if they want to sign on. Trying to pull up my computer so I can see comments as we go. I hope everyone had a good week and stayed safe. It's been a little crazy. My full-time job has kind of exploded. I review disability claims, so as you can imagine, with the virus, we've seen an explosion in claims. So, yeah, it's been a little hectic. But I did want to get on and, there we go, and finish this project that we started last week. I'm going to give a minute to see if anybody joins. If not, then we'll just use this as a replay, and you can finish at your own pace. Okay. So, let me turn the camera around. There we go. Oh, you can see my messy kitchen. Let's make it this way a little bit. All right. So last week we worked on the single crochet. What happened to this one? There we go. We worked on single crochet all the way up, and it should be about 2.5 inches. I had my tape measure out. Let me see if I can find it. Okay, so from the bottom, which is where we started that initial chain, to the top should be about 2.5 inches. Okay, give or take, doesn't matter, whatever size you want. And then we're going to continue. We're going to make the top, which, if you remember, this is kind of where we are right now on this row. This row, you can see, has some holes in it, so we can put some yarn through to make the ties. So that's what we're going to work on right now, is how to make this row. Then it's just a few more rows of the same thing with that single crochet. You tie it off, cut the end, and then we're going to weave in the end. You stuff it with your lavender and you're good to go, okay? So we don't have a whole lot left. So let's get started. This is where we left off. Let me get my hook in here. Make sure you can see me. Okay, I'm gonna kind of fold it the other way just to kind of get going. So we should have 20 stitches around the top, okay, if we counted correctly. If not, it doesn't matter. This is a very forgiving pattern. It does not matter. So if you don't have 20, it'll still work. But if you have 20, good for you. All right. So we're going to use the same stitches that we used before. We're going to use a single crochet and a chain. Chain is what we started the very beginning. So here's the last stitch of my last round. I'm going to do 1 single crochet, which is, if you find that V, you go under the V, those 2 loops are on, yarn over, pull through, yarn over, pull through both loops. Now, instead of going into this next V, we're going to skip that stitch, but if I just skipped it and went to the next one, it wouldn't leave a hole. It would kind of pucker it. So in order to do that, we're going to do a chain stitch, which is yarn over and pull through. Okay? Leave it a little bit loose. You don't want to pull this one too tight. Now we have a little bit extra here to cover for that stitch that we're going to skip. Let me see if I can get something to point here. This one's a little more accurate. So here's the stitch we did, the single crochet. Here's the next stitch. See the V? We're going to skip that one and we're going to go to this next V. Okay? So we're going to go right under there, do a single crochet. So we're going to yarn over, pull it under those 2 loops. Now you have 2 loops on, yarn over, and pull through. And it's kind of hard to see right now, but there's a hole right here where you did that chain, and that's going to allow us to pull the yarn through to make the tie for our lavender. Okay, so we just did a single crochet. We're going to chain again. Chain is just yarn over and pull it through that same loop, leave it loose. We're going to skip the next stitch. So it's just a single crochet with a chain, skip a stitch, single crochet with a chain. So here's that last single crochet. Here's that next stitch, because that's a V. We're going to skip that one and go into this one right here. See that? How it went under those 2 loops? Okay. So that's what we're going to do. We're going to go under these 2. Yarn over, pull it through. Got 2 loops. Remember, don't keep it so tight on the hook. Try to loosen it a little bit. Give it a little tug. Let that, see how I can control the tension? Let it stay a little bit loose. Yarn over. Whoops, trying to do this in the video. Watching, it's not easy. Pull through both of those. Now we have to chain again. We're going to yarn over, pull through, and again, keep it loose. Pull on this. See? I can control the tension. We're going to skip that next stitch. So here's the last stitch we did. Here's the next V. And here's the one we're going to go in, right in here. Okay? So we're going to go under, yarn over, control your stitch tension. See how I can do that? Actually, I should be doing it like a beginner. Holding it this way. Yarn over, pull through. Don't forget your chain stitch in between, because that's what's leaving those holes that we're going to pull the yarn through later for the tie. Yarn over, pull through. Leave it a little bit loose. We can adjust that tension. Okay? We're going to continue this all the way around till we get back to that first single crochet that we started this pattern. So here's the last single crochet in that hole. You can see it. Here's the next stitch that we're going to skip. Here's the next stitch that we're going to go into. Everyone getting it? Give a shout out if you're on. I see 4 people. So we're going to go in here, do our single crochet, control your tension, wrap around, pull through. That's our single crochet. Now we have to chain. Chain 1. Here's our last single crochet. Let's see if I can open that up. Whoop. Right here. Here's the next stitch that we're going to skip. And we're going to go right in here. Okay? So you're doing the same thing over and over and over. Single crochet, chain. I'm going to skip this next stitch, go into the following one, single crochet, which if you've been following the pattern, you should know what that is by now because you've probably done it a couple hundred times, and then chain. You're going to skip this next stitch, which is right here, and go into the next one right here. Single crochet and a chain. Okay, we continue that all the way around back to that first one, so we're almost there. So you should really be doing that pattern 10 times, because if you have 20 stitches, each one is taking 2 stitches between the single crochet and the space with the chain that you're skipping that stitch. So it should be 10 times. If it's only 9, if it's 11, it doesn't matter, okay? So we chained, we're gonna skip this next stitch, go in the following one, do a single crochet, and a chain. I'm going to skip this next stitch, go in the following one, single crochet, and then chain. Oops, and chain. Okay? If you're on, give a message or something so I know who's watching. Okay, so we just did the chain. You're going to skip this next stitch right here. See the V? We're going to go in this next one. I'm trying to make it so you can see, but the shadows keep getting me. You're going to go in this one. Single crochet and chain. Now we're coming back around, so you need to kind of find where you started. I can see here, see how these are all tight, 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 and then there seems to be a hole right here. So I'm going to go to about here. Can you see that? If you open it up, I can see these are all tight, tight, tight. These are all single crochets, and then here's where my first chain is. So I'm going to go to about here, okay? So I'm going to keep going. We're going to skip this stitch, go in the next one, single crochet, and chain. Skip the next stitch, go in the following one, single crochet, and chain. And now I'm at the place where I started. Okay, so what we're going to do is we're going to have to find all of these 20 stitches or however many you have and go in those, and then we're just going to continue to single crochet all the way around a couple rows, however many you want. I think on this one I did 1, 2, 3 rows at the top. I think you want to at least do that so that when you cinch it there's something at the top, but it's up to you. So now we're going to just single crochet. So we're going to go in this next stitch. Can you see the V right here? Might be a little bit hard to get under. There's like only one piece of yarn on the bottom under it. Let's see if I can show you. This is the underside. So there's one little piece here, but there's 1, 2 on top, okay? We're going to single crochet, the same thing, pull it up, make sure you adjust your tension. I can make it loose or tight. That's your single crochet. Now you can see where the next one is. This one's easy. Here's your V, and then if you put your finger under, you can see that one loose yarn under there. You're going to go right in between there. That one makes it easy to see. Single crochet, okay? The next one is a little bit harder again. It's going to be kind of be that pattern of an easy one to see and a hard one to see. Here's my V. So I'm going to have, sometimes you have to kind of go under one and then try to get your hook under that second one. And if you're making your stitches really tight, it might be a little harder. Single crochet. See this next one? It's much easier to see. Here's my V, right in the middle of the V there. See that one strand is under it? Single crochet. And if you can't find to get under the next stitch, just go in the hole. Just go in the big hole. It doesn't matter. It's not going to change the pattern. See how I did that? Instead of trying to fight with this right here and get in that stitch, which I could, but if you can't, just go in the big hole. See, that's where your chain one was. Just go in there. Make your single crochet. Okay? Doesn't matter, doesn't change the pattern. There's my next V. Can you see it? Right here. Go under. You can see where that one lonely strand is. Go in the middle of that. Single crochet. Somebody's liking it, but I don't know who it is because nobody told me who's on. Single crochet. Somebody's on that we don't know. Kenny just showed me. And then you go under. Again, if you can't find where that one stitch is, just go in the big hole. Single crochet. So here's that last single crochet. Really?
Sorry.
Here is that easy one to find. Single crochet. All the way around and around and around. Again, if you can't find that stitch and you're fighting with it, just go in the big hole. Doesn't matter. This is a very, very forgiving pattern. Okay? So you're going to continue that around, but as you can see, let me see if I can show you. If I pull up on it, you can see where that pattern has changed because you can see the bigger holes every other stitch. Okay? If you're watching, let me know who you are. There's five or six people who keep popping in and out. Okay? All right. We went in the big hole right here. So now we're going to go in the next little hole. Single crochet. Just try to kind of keep around 20 stitches. At this point it doesn't matter because it's the top of the bag, so when you cinch it, it's all gonna squish up anyway. You won't see it. Go in the next stitch, single crochet. I'm gonna just speed up a little bit because you all know how to do this by now. We're gonna do a couple rows of this and then I'm gonna show you how to tie it off and make your drawstrings. If you've been following along, post a picture when you're done with your project. Let us see. If you enjoyed this, share it with your friends. Maybe they're bored too. Maybe they want to learn. Maybe they don't want to learn, but maybe they're so bored they will. Who knows? It's kind of crazy times right now. So we're just going to keep single crocheting around. This one's a little tighter, but I can still get in there. Later today, I think I'm going to try to sew some masks. I was kind of against it at the beginning, but I think something's better than nothing at this point. So what are you going to do? I have some leftover fabric from some Christmas projects I made. So I'm going to use that, see what I can find to make the elastic. or make some ties. I'm not sure which kind I'll make yet. Not much of a sewer, but I know enough. I can at least get something going. Okay, so now I'm back to the start. I have no big holes. See, they're all little holes on this top row. So we're just going to keep going around. Let's see if I can show you. Here's the last stitch I did. That's where my stitch is. Can you see it? And then the next V is right here. Okay, so I'm going to go in there under those 2 loops of the V, yarn over. Sometimes it's tight and it's hard to get back through. That's why you got to adjust your tension. Pull through. Okay. Here's my next V. See it? Maybe that's a better angle. See this? We're going to go under those 2 loops, yarn over, pull through, yarn over, pull through. That's a single crochet for those of you maybe just joining. All right, I'm going to speed this up. This is row 2. So we want to make 3 rows. Who else is watching? Or is anyone crocheting, actually crocheting? That would be nice to see, hear from you. Anyone interested in crochet? Anyone want me to do a different video of anything you've seen that you want to learn? I'm trying to think of other crafts to do as well that maybe people have things around their house that they can use because it's so hard to get out and get supplies. So stay tuned. Next weekend it's supposed to be rainy here where I live, so maybe I can figure out something during the week and we can all get together and make a craft. Makes you feel accomplished, and this time maybe you're not working and you have no sense of accomplishment, so it helps. It helps. It helps to make something pretty that you can look at in your house and know you made it. The pollen's getting to me today. I wish it would rain. Okay, so we're going to keep going around and around, all single crochets, which if you've been following the prior 2 videos, you know how to single crochet. Oop, there's one I made too tight. See? There we go. And again, to adjust your tension, watch. Right here. Drop my, there. See this loop? I can adjust the tension, watch. I can make it big, or I can pull it and make it really, really tight. Don't make it really, really tight. When you're a beginner, you want to make it really, really tight. Give a little tug on the hook, and it'll loosen up, okay? You can kind of get to see where the spaces are to put the next stitch. See how they kind of open up? You get an eye for it after you do it a couple 100 times, right? Okay, let's keep going here. I'm gonna move this back a little bit. It's getting close. Are any of my crocheters on who've been making this? If you look on our Facebook page, you can see some of the people who crocheted along with us last weekend and what they've made. They picked some really cool colors. I picked white only because it's easier to see on the video versus, you know, like a big colorful thing. But I'll show you. This is what my finished ones look like that I used with the colorful yarn. And I've found some old ribbon in one of my crochet or my craft things, so I used some ribbon, but we're just going to use yarn. I tried to keep it simple with the supplies. Okay, let's get through these couple rows here. Let me get to a corner and then I'll count how many rows I have, because I have lost track now. Okay. Let's see. So here's my holes where I did my chains, and it looks like I've got 1, 2, so I need one more round. Let's check the other side too. Here's where my holes are, 1, 2, 3, so I need a half a round. So let me keep going. So if your hook comes off your yarn, you just put it back through. Okay, doesn't matter which way. And let's keep going here. We are going to get this finished up here. If you decide to make this and you can't find lavender, let me know. I have a bunch. I had planned on making this one of our in-person crafts, and then COVID-19 had a different plan for us. So we kind of shifted gears, decided to make it a free class so everyone could enjoy it, whether you were near or far. And so I had already bought the lavender from my supplies. Okay, we are coming around, and if I fold it, I know I'm coming to the end here. Okay, so this is going to be an important step. To finish, I'm going to do my last single crochet. Okay, that's my last one. Actually, I'm going to do this a little different. I'm going to go in, watch this, because this is how you're going to end it. I'm going to pull up my stitch, but then I'm going to go through this stitch again. Okay, that's called a slip stitch. I'm going to do it again. This is how you're going to end, okay? That's how you're going to get this to end. That's my last stitch, see? And then I have the tail that I cut, okay? So we're going to do that again. I'm going to go in the next stitch. I'm going to yarn over and pull it through. So I've got my 2 loops on, but then I'm going to pull through that first loop that's on that hook and end with 1. Everybody see that? I'm going to do it one more time. It's called a slip stitch. I'm going to go in that next stitch, yarn over just like I was starting a single crochet, pull it through, but instead of yarning over again, I'm going to take that yarn that I just pulled through the loop. Ooh, and I missed part of it. Sometimes your yarn splits. Just try to get it back over there. Okay. Now I'm going to take, maybe, it's hard to do this. I need like a stand for my camera here. Maybe about 6 inches and cut. Okay. Now watch this. I'm going to do the same thing. Hold on. Okay, that's where we just made the slip stitch. I'm going to yarn over and pull it through. Pull it all the way through. And that kind of knots it. Okay. I can't do that again because I just knotted it. But all you're going to do is pull through and just keep pulling, pulling, pulling till the end of your yarn is there. And there's your bag. Okay, so we've got this tail to contend with. So what I suggest, so we don't have to weave in ends. If you're a crocheter, you know weaving in ends is like bleh. So all you have to do is turn it inside out if you want. And look at that, it's the same thing. Now that end is just kind of tucked in there. Can you see it down there, right here? See, just kind of shove it down. It's not going to hurt anything. In another tutorial, we'll have to weave in ends because it'll be something that'll show. But this one makes it really easy because it doesn't really matter because it's a pouch. So for this end that we just finished with, I would normally, but again, I tried to keep the supply list short. But what I would normally do is grab a yarn needle, or let me see if I can find it in my bag of tricks here. Nope, I must have it in another bag. But what you could do, and a darning needle, which looks like a regular needle, it's metal, but it has a bigger eye. You can do this, and then go back through and just weave it in this way through the stitches. You would want to go more. I'm just going to do this so I can show you real quick. You'd want to go forward and back, okay, with this. If you don't have this, and again, like I said, I tried to keep the supply list very simple. So for this one, because it's really not going to matter, so what you can do is take your hook and go back a couple stitches, weave it through the stitches, just weave it through, however you want, till you get to where your string is. Push it in, grab the string with your hook. You see how I did that? I'm going to just lay it over, okay, and just pull it through. You may have to work with it a couple times. I get enough so I can get the hook and then just pull. It works. It works. You don't have to have fancy equipment to do this. All you need is a pair of scissors, the hook, and the yarn. Honestly, that's all you need to get this project. It's very easy. So I'm going to do that again. I'm just going to weave through a couple stitches back. Through here. See how I'm just kind of going under a couple stitches? See that? Right back to where the yarn starts. I'm going to put the yarn over the hook and let the hook pull. Whoops, missed it. See how my yarn split? I'm going to pull that and just pull it through the stitches the best I can. It kind of falls off the hook, and then you can kind of just pull it till you can make a loop and pull it through. And I think that's all I'm going to do. And then just cut it up close. This isn't something you're wearing or using every day, so the weaving in part isn't really important. If it's something that you're wearing every day, like a sweater or a scarf or something, you would want to weave those ends back and forth a couple times just to hold it. If it's an afghan that you're going to wash in the washing machine, you would want to do that as well. But this is going to just be sitting in your drawer, not really being used. Okay? So now we want to put the little strings on so that you can tie it. I left this one open so you can see. This color's horrible on the video though. So you can see. Let me hold it back a little bit. So we're going to weave through, and then we've got a knot at each end, okay? So we're going to show you how to do that now. And then it's just a little cinch tie. You can tie a bow in the front or just whatever you want. And that's it. And it smells so good. It's got lavender in it already. Okay. So to do this part, I'm going to use a different color yarn. So I'm going to gauge about 8 inches. It can be, hold on, I'm going to try to make my camera a little different here. So about 8 inches. Give or take, doesn't matter. I'm going to measure it out. Doesn't have to be exact. Don't let me cut my tape measure. And then once I have one done, I'm just going to use that one to measure the other one. And it doesn't even matter if these are the same exact size either. Okay. So now I've got 2 approximately 8-inch. Okay. Kind of how we did the weaving in of the end. Okay. So I'm going to start kind of back here at one end. And you can kind of see where those holes opened up, where we did the chain 1s. So you want to go through those back and forth, front to back to front to back to front. You can see how it's starting to pucker up. Then take one of your, again, this is a little easier with this little needle, but again, it doesn't matter. Use what you have. We're going to make a loop and kind of hold it back here, see? And just feed one end through. And my yarn split. So I'm going to try to get it through so all of it comes through. See how that split? That happens. That's how it goes in life. Okay, see how it's woven through now? See where it's in those big spaces? All right, so leave that end. You know what? I don't think I cut it big enough for this one. Let me try it on the little one. Well, that's interesting. Let me try it on the little one. You may need to put more, you may need to make it longer. See how life goes? Nothing's perfect. Okay, so we can see where those bigger holes are. Here. So I'm going to start at one end and just weave my needle back and forth through those holes. Here's the next one. I'm going to go behind this one, come up, make my loop, pull it through. You just really need to pull one side through. Okay. Now I'm going to go continue on one side. So if I'm over, see how this one's in the front? I'm going to go behind, front, behind, front, behind, and hopefully come out in the same hole over here. Oh, I went the wrong way. Just pull this over this way. Make a loop and pull it through. Try to only pull the side, this side. Try to hold this side over here while you're pulling this side so you don't pull it out. Okay. So now that is all the way around. Back and forth, back and forth, back and forth. Okay. Try to even them up and then just make yourself a little knot. You can put it all the way at the end, just so that it doesn't slip out while you're trying to do the other side, okay? Now, I might go more than 8 inches though. I don't know why I said 8 inches. Now we're gonna need to put one through around the back that ties on this side, okay? See, I didn't weave this end in yet, so it's in the way. So we're gonna start on this side, and we're gonna just weave back and forth, kind of following the same holes. Get your loop. Kind of hold it and pull it back through those holes. I'm going to drop one side and just hold the other so that when it pulls through, which side is it? And then pull it through. Hi, Tom. We're just finishing our Lavender Sachet. Okay, so this is the end that's going to stay put. This is the end. Oops. I'm going to just pull this so that this end is staying put. We want to leave a little bit. And this is the one that's going to continue around. So we're going to continue weaving. So this one's over, so we want to go under, over, under, all the way around, and come out in the same hole that we started this one in. See this pink one? Come out through the same hole. Oh, I went the wrong way. That was stupid. Start at this end where this is, because you have to pull it backwards. Okay. So you'll see, once you start to work with it, you'll see how it works. You can hold that, make your loop. I pull it through the first one just to kind of get it started, and then grab over here so this one doesn't get pulled through. And it's gonna fall off your hook, and you're just gonna go back and grab it. There we go. And pull. So now we've got 2 loops on here. We've got this side, and we're going to knot this side. You can cinch it up a little bit to get it around if you need to. Tie it at the end. Okay. So now, remember this is going to be woven in. I should just do that real quick and get it out of the way. Now you can cinch it up, put your lavender in and cinch it up. Put your lavender in. Remember, we put the tail in here. It doesn't matter. It's not going to hurt anything. We're just going to stuff it down in there. You can tie this up. And voila. Pop that in your PJ drawer, and guess what? It's going to smell awesome. Again, if you don't have lavender, this is what the back looks like. You can't even see the part you wove through. And if you're using the same color yarn, it doesn't matter. If you want to get fancy and try to find ribbon, this is really, really thin ribbon. I don't even know what size this would be. I want to say like maybe 1/8 inch. I don't even know. 1, 2, 3, 4. Yeah, it's about 1/8 inch ribbon. So it's got to be really tiny ribbon. Can you see that? So if you want to get fancy and do ribbon. Okay. So here's the finished product. I would put my lavender in, which I don't have in front of me. Just pour it in, tie it up, stick it in my PJ drawer. Okay. Here's the other finished one. Here's one that just needs the strings attached. And here's one that I was working on that I just didn't get to the single crochet chain one, but I'm getting there. Okay, nice easy project, really great gifts. I know it seemed like it took forever, but the more you do, the faster you'll get. And they make great gifts. You know, who wouldn't love to get a homemade gift that smells wonderful, that's useful? You know, it's tough times. Got to do what we can do. All right, everybody, if you like this, please share it on your page. We do have a website, getcraftyparty.com. The videos are on there as well because my wonderful husband has figured out how to make his own website. And share so other people can do this. I'll try to come up with another craft next week. If anyone has ideas, reach out to me, let me know. And if you need one-on-one assistance, reach out, let me know. May not get back to you right away if it's during the week, but on the weekends I should be able to get back to you. Thanks everyone, have a great day, stay safe, bye.